welcome back. It has been a hot minute, and I think it's about time that I showed back up again. I definitely have been missing YouTube, and I have a couple of older clips slash footage that I'm just gonna start pouring at you guys right now. But I felt like I needed a bit of an intro, and I also may, depending on how long this video starts becoming, add update clips at the end. These first clips are going to be us preparing slash doing our off-road race, and this took place, I think, a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. But without further ado, here you go. It is motherfucking race day. My makeup is pretty much done. I'm not gonna do much else because I will be wearing a helmet, and I'm feeling pretty great. So I don't know how much of this I'm gonna actually be able to vlog, but hopefully I could get some decent footage and then be able to, at the very least, document a bit of a part of the race. So this is a fairly short race. It's not like a long-term desert race, which is what we're trying to eventually work up to. Since the people that I'm waiting on are taking forever to get here, I'm going to start sharing some of the things that I will be carrying with me. I have this bandana that I've been using to do specific magics, and it's also been sitting on my altar, which is a place of power. Along with that, I did make what I call a bolsa poderosa, which is a power bag or a powerful bag. A lot of people would call them charm bags, mojo bags, things like that. Then I'm also carrying my fortress oil, which is the protection oil, and this I'm actually going to be putting on the vehicle itself. How you feeling, babe?
Sleepy.
So we arrived a while ago. The registration is done. They were waiting for some more vehicles to arrive. This is like the first time that they're doing this, so there's going to be a lot of things that aren't as structured as they hopefully eventually will be. However, I do want to point out that these events are still key in order to allow people with smaller budgets, or that don't have sponsorships, or that don't have a vehicle that's like $500,000 to $1 million of invested upgrades, to be able to actually participate in a race. So I think that that's great and everything. It is getting really freaking hot. We are in the desert. I'm not sure when the race is going to start. I'm assuming sometime soon. Right now we just signed up for the race, so it's official. We're in it. We paid the fee, we signed the waivers, and we are just waiting for everybody to finish signing up so we can go ahead and get started.
When your car gets completely fixed. Alright guys, thank you guys for your time. Everybody, thank you for all your time and your effort. Please, let's stay safe. Remember, this is a sport. This is actual sport right now.
Okay, so you're about to see two clips, which were the only clips that I could get my hands on while we were actually in the race. Obviously, there were many people there that had cameras out at different points in the race, but we didn't know those people, so those clips are just floating in someone's camera somewhere. Maybe, hopefully, one day we'll get them. Obviously, there were many people there that had cameras out at different points in the race. We didn't know those people, so those clips are just floating in someone's camera somewhere. Maybe, hopefully, one day we'll get them. But anyways, the way that this race went is that you have two vehicles going at the same time, and then it's run by elimination. So whoever ends up winning from those two moves on to the next round. And then they have another two go in, race, and so on and so forth. You start off in two different lanes, but one lane has the advantage that the road is smoother and it's a straighter shot to where these two converge, and hence you have the chance of getting that head start where those two lanes converge. So we have a coin toss, and whoever wins the coin toss decides where they want to start. We lost the coin toss, so we started, because the other guy picked the easier lane, we started on the lane that had more turbulence. Let's just say that. And his vehicle was also faster. So in that first clip, you see him, and then you see us behind him. And then in the second clip, we had already been, I want to say, almost halfway through the race. Starting the second lap, because you have to go around twice, starting the second lap, we got to go on the easier lane because they make us swap the lanes. And because of that, we got ahead of him. So we're like, yay, we got this. There's no way he's going to be able to pass us up no matter how fast he is, because, like I said, my partner's really good at the technical sections. So we're ahead. We're hitting the technical section that's at the bottom of like this hill. And then the vehicle goes into limp mode. And after that, you're pretty much done, because once your vehicle goes into limp mode, there's nothing you can do. So at that point, we knew we were out of the race, but we were also really proud of ourselves for obviously putting ourselves up to this, trying it out. And then it took the vehicle that we were in front of, I want to say at least 5 seconds to try to catch up to us. So we were locked in to win that race, but the vehicle went into limp mode. Of course, this is like normal things that happen during race, especially a desert race, even if it is a short distance desert race, because of the elements, and you're driving really rough. And if you're running into rocks or sand or silt or dirt, bushes, hills, like all kinds of stuff, like you don't really know how it's going to affect your vehicle until you're in it. But I think we're overall very happy with the turnout. We're excited to race again. However, this also requires a lot more investment into the vehicle in terms of upgrades. We did break a few things, but nothing happened to us. So I'm like, okay, so not only were we safe, but I was also like very calm, a lot calmer than I thought that I would have been in that scenario. And I want to attribute that to this little bag right here, which still has dirt from that day, by the way. I was carrying this in here when we were racing, and I've shown this, I think, a couple of different times before. I'm just going to show you. And then I have the tiger's eye, the red tiger's eye, and then the blue tiger's eye. But the first time I charged these was when I went to Knott's Berry Farm, which is an amusement park in Southern California. And I specifically charged these while going down a roller coaster. And it was a very powerful way to charge, I felt. And in the moment that I was charging them, I was also trying to focus on feeling completely calm and free in the midst of a situation where I'm not really in control. And that's why I thought that they would be key for me to bring. And then I remember because we have walkie-talkies, right? Well, we have them connected to our helmets, and we're communicating the entire time. I'm helping him navigate. You know, I have the GPS map on my phone downloaded, and I'm telling him, okay, we have this technical section coming up. We have a sharp turn up ahead. We have a 90-degree turn up ahead. In like 10 seconds, you're going to have to make a left, and it's going to be this hard or whatever. Like, I was basically his navigator. And it was a very important role for me to play, because I was also very aware of how hard it was to see ahead, especially when we were behind the vehicle, because obviously you saw all the dust being kicked up, all the dirt. You cannot see, especially when you're that close to the car in front of you, what's coming up next. You can barely even see them. So it could be dangerous in that way, especially if you're not used to driving in those conditions. Well, at least I felt very, very calm, like almost eerily calm. And I attribute it to me carrying these stones that I had charged like a long time ago. I want to say over a year ago, I charged them that way. And then I felt like carrying them with me not only gave me that calmness and that peace to be able to step into my role and not be panicked or scared or worried about what's going to happen. It was about me being present exactly when I needed to be present. And it felt really good. I didn't really feel a whole lot of adrenaline, which is very odd in that scenario, because I know my partner, you know, he was going through a lot of adrenaline, but he was calm too because I was calm. You know, you feed off of each other's energy. So if he would have seen me panicking or scared or unsure about something, then that would have also affected him. And it's important for the driver to be obviously as calm as possible. And then, yeah, a couple of things did break on the vehicle, but we didn't even realize it until the vehicle was already back up on the trailer. So it was like this sense of like, okay, nothing happened to us. There was no accident in our race. There were accidents in other races that followed ours. We didn't get into an accident, even though, you know, the vehicle went into limp mode. Like, it didn't feel like a loss in that sense. And I think it's also because it is expensive to be racing these vehicles. It's expensive to own these vehicles. And my partner, he does all of his own mechanical work, and he's not a mechanic. So he's the type of person that he sees a problem, he wants to try to solve it. So he gets the parts that he wants, and then on the weekend when he's not working his regular job, he's putting in that fucking work. And it just, I don't know, it was like this really like beautiful moment to be able to see him start to live this dream that he had since he was a kid, and also see that it was his hands that brought him there. And of course, there's a lot of things that can be improved on the mechanical side of things as well, and even on the fabrication side of things, but that's like part of the learning process. So nobody left feeling like disappointed in any way. I don't think we could have asked for a better outcome. Like, yeah, it would have been nice to win, but I think it was an amazing first experience, and it really tells us where we have to work, but also what our strengths are. And I see us racing in the future. I don't know when that's going to be, because we need to be able to have backup parts for the vehicle as well, because in the middle of a race, anything can happen. So yeah, that was the sum up of the race. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of following it along, because the footage I got was so limited. But yeah, thanks for sharing this part of my life with me.
That was fucking dope. You want to tell them what happened?
Yeah, so we don't know yet, but the car went in limp mode. On the plus side, we were in first place for like, I don't know, not too long, but yeah, no, hopefully nothing crazy happened to the motor. But I mean, it was expected. I already knew, I already had in mind that something might go wrong, and that's what happens when you go racing. So I mean, at least we had fun.
And nothing happened to us either.
Nothing happened to us because we were fucking hauling ass.
Yeah, we were hauling ass.
Boogie boogie.
This is the aftermath of the race. One whole piece. A little dirty, very dusty actually.